Education meeting is called to order. The Board of Education is in compliance with the sunshine regulations. This meeting was appropriately advertised by notifying the retrospect as well as posting notices of Error Hall, the Runnemede Post Office, Mary Volt School, Alliant Bingham School, and Grace Downey School. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, board members.
Angel Beebe. Here. Naomi Davidson. Amy Farring. Here. Maria Panzarella.
Here.
Patricia Smith. Here. Samantha Spalding.
Here.
Lynn Torello. Here. And John Moore.
Here.
Also present, Nancy Ward, Superintendent of Schools, Joanne Augustine, Business Administrator, Marie Gallagher, Principal, Bingham and Downing Schools, Mark Iannucci, Principal, Mary Volt School, Robert Mungo, Assistant Principal, Mary Volt School, Butch Bruner, Maintenance Supervisor, and Casey Langle, Board of Education Attorney appointed by the Jersey School Board Insurance Group to represent us in Path First Runnemede Board of Education. At this time, we need to approve the minutes. Special meeting June 20th, regular minutes June 27th, executive minutes June 20th, and executive minutes June 27th. Motion made by Patty. Seconded by Angel. Any questions? Roll call.
Angel Beebe. Yes. Amy Farring.
Abstain.
Hold on. Four.
That's one.
20.
Just the 20 stuff, yeah.
Maria Panzarella.
I have to abstain from the 27th. I was not here for more of the meeting than I was here.
Okay. Patricia Smith.
Yes.
Samantha Spalding. Samantha Spalding.
Yes.
Lynn Torello.
Yes.
And John Moore.
Abstain from the 27th.
Okay, all 4 minutes do carry on motion.
Under correspondence, we have Cooper University Hospital Employee Assistance Program pamphlet as requested by Mrs. T. You have anything to add? Any questions?
These are the services that Cooper University Hospital provides our employees in an employee assistance program. It is used annually. It's completely confidential, so I can't tell you who uses it, but we do get numbers. They do report the numbers to us.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay.
I just want to add another thing, since there was correspondence. One of the last sheets on there also had to do with the dates for the the School Boards Association Conference, and it was October 23rd through the 25th. It's Tuesday through Thursday. I went on their website today, and they don't have any of the information up there on their website as far as the particular schedule or the items just yet, but so that you know what the dates are, and you can plan accordingly if it's something you're interested in. So it's Tuesday through Thursday, October 23rd to 25th.
Okay, thank you. Now I would like to have Mr. Langle give us a brief presentation on the Path versus Runnemede Board of Education.
Good evening, Madam President, Dr. Ward, board members, ladies and gentlemen of the public. Thank you for the time that you've given me today. As Madam President stated, I'm counsel who was appointed by the insurance group to defend the board and the school in the Path versus Runnemede litigation. This case started out as an Open Public Records Act request. Certain meeting minutes were requested by a man named John Path. Mr. Path is a open public records advocate, and he makes these types of requests and follows them up with lawsuits all over the state. Runnemede was named in one of those lawsuits. I want to commend the board and Dr. Ward and Ms. Augustine for their efforts in defending this case. We chose to defend the case aggressively to protect the interests of certain employees, privacy interests, of attorney-client privilege, and we did that throughout this litigation. I'm happy to say that it looks like we're close to the finish line. So Dr. Ward and Madam President asked me to come here today to kind of lay out how close we are and why we are close to resolving this litigation. Through the assistance of Judge Kelly in Camden County, as well as Claims Counsel Walter Lors, we've had many conversations, many discussions, many settlement negotiations, and it appears that we've kind of reached a common ground. As Board Solicitor Phil Stern presented to you guys, I know, a couple weeks ago, and we passed a new resolution, we're now keeping our minutes differently, and we're going to do so moving forward in the interest of being consistent with the law. Most importantly, I want to emphasize that the settlement agreement that the board may be entering into this evening doesn't require anything of Runnemede that wasn't already required of them under the law. We're not going to have to do anything more than any other school in the state of New Jersey has to do. We're just doing what the law requires, and we're doing so in the interest of being open and allowing everyone to see what we do and why we do it without invading on any privacy interest that any employees may have. Later this evening, we'll go into executive session and discuss the details. If we're able to reach an ultimate settlement as a public entity, that's subject to open public records, and it'll be known. But I'm happy to say that if the settlement agreement is reached, there's no admission of fault or liability on part of the board, any of the board members, any administrators, and it appears that we've gotten close, and this matter should be resolved. So hopefully this will be the last time an attorney has to stand up and discuss the Path versus Runnemede case. I'd like to thank everybody for their cooperation and involvement throughout. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we're open for comment. Public comments are on agenda items only. Does anybody have any comments on agenda items? No? Okay. Superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. Quickly, you see what you have on your yellow paper, basically what we've been spending our time doing over the summer. In the area of program planning, we're continuing to enhance our RTI, response intervention model. That model requires assessment, analysis, prescriptive intervention, and is consistently monitored. And we have been doing several things in relationship to that. In June, teachers of grades 1 to 3 were trained in a benchmarking assessment system, and they will be using that data gathered from these individual assessments to refine their guided reading programs. Additionally, we're launching Level Literacy Intervention, which is a program that matches well with guided reading and specifically identifies and programs for students struggling in literacy. Once again, that's in our lower elementary when reading acquisition takes place. You also can see a matrix there of staff. What you see where it says recommendation will be on the agenda for tonight, you can find in your new revised agenda in bold. I am recommending 1-to-1 aid to replace Mrs. Zimmer-Fazi and a maternity leave for grade 5. That's Kaylee Yurt, she's out there in the audience. Ms. Griffiths is also out there in the audience as well. And teachers who are hopefully entering into employment with the Runnemede School District, they've come tonight to show their excitement and interest for being a part of us. Also, this afternoon, we had a meeting with the curriculum committee, and we reviewed curricula as noted there, and we're going to be asking for any questions? Thank you.
Business administrators report.
Okay, on my report, the bulleted items just show that my ongoing review of both the year that just ended, a lot of work to be done in closing that out, rolling over open POs for the new year, and opening up the new budget for 12-13 and getting that rolling. received bids and awarded a note, following up on the grant anticipation note that I talked about at the last meeting. Oversaw extended school year transportation issues and any resolutions to any problems that happened in the first week. Observed a demonstration of a BioShine floor machine with Mr. Bruner last week at a school in West Berlin. That, and he can explain that on his report too a little bit further. But I observed that it does not use the chemicals for stripping of the floors, so I observed that demonstration. The final budget analysis obviously is in the process too, and that's what I was talking about. Finalizing and reviewing the cafeteria profit and loss and other preparation for our financial data for the audit. The auditors have been in a couple of days and they'll be coming in shortly for some more preliminary work. And review of the bus routes and the results of the bid process for the 12-13 school year. You'll be awarding the bid hopefully in our agenda items. And I also, we're working on the reimbursements for the 11-12 IDEA grant and NCLB grant, my regular routine activities with the minutes, agendas, correspondence, and monthly accounting, banking activities. And also had started as the custodian of records, which was approved at the last board meeting, and have processed 2 requests to date.
Thank you. The building and grounds report and the not the nurses report will resume in the fall, and the special education report are attached. Does anybody have any questions?
I just needed to know if you're making progress on the gym floor. I saw that you're getting quotes.
Yes, we had it tested, but what we can do with it, we've narrowed it down to a vendor who's going to research the floor.
Is there a timeline?
One of the items is to approve that.
Okay, is there a timeline for that to happen once it's approved? I mean, it's gonna happen before school
Yes.
begins?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good, that's a good thing. Thank you.
Is there anything to update for the PTA?
We just had our end of the year meeting, just for planning some ideas for next year, putting the calendar together. We're working with Jeff Watts to have a website done with more web pages. One that we had, the school kind of did, and we couldn't get into do things we wanted, so we thought we'd get our own web page, have that. Mrs. Mead, Cindy Mead, gave us information on a email blast type website, so when that went on that, she has the information now. She just needs us to sit down to get that, and then we're gonna have one of the students, past students, put all the emails in to start blasting stuff out to the parents. I spoke with the library who's doing the community calendar, and she's gonna get a copy of our calendar so that she can just start putting on that on a community calendar, because they're trying to work more in town to have a community calendar. I think it's going through the library, like the borough's giving her things and that. We're having our budget meeting in August, and preliminary, we still have about $12,000 that after we've paid for school trips, and we are purchasing more supplies for the students for this year, and some things for the teachers, which we, with the end of the year with all the school trips, didn't get in touch with them as to maybe some wants and needs for them. We purchased the summer reading books for the students to be in the library, the town library, so, because she's trying to get more students come there, and then a copy of them all for the Kindle, so that if any of them have a Kindle, she can download them there for them. So communication is our goal this year, getting more communication out to the families and get.
You walked in the parade.
Oh, we were in the Veterans Parade, and then we were in the 4th of July Parade, which we did years and years ago, and Amy contacted, and you don't want to know all those stories of fun things we put together, but we're looking forward to doing the Christmas Parade and, you know, doing those kinds of things more out in the community. I think the kids loved it, the kids that we had there. You know, we did tell all our parents that we had, if you want to just show up, we'll take your children. We'll make sure if you want to walk, if you don't want to walk. It's a good thing for the kids to see the community.
Is Runnemede having a night out? National
Yes.
Night out.
August
We
7th.
just
We'll
talked
be there.
about that, to give away maybe pencils and pens
It's
or
Tuesday,
something.
August 7th.
You know, so we're moving forward. We're kind of getting our PTA stuff in order in the last year, and now moving forward with, because I think we have the support of the community, and we're opening the communication more of where people's money's going, right back to those students, not for anything that's not for the students directly.
Thank you for all your efforts, they're very much appreciated. Camden County Ed Services progress, New Jersey School Board.
The only thing I had to report was that it's now time to register for the New Jersey School Boards Convention, which I think everyone has that attached in their packet. October 23rd to 25th will be training sessions. The theme is Partners in Student Success. So Joanne would be the one to register everybody, just tell her your intentions of which days, if any, you're able to attend.
Thank you. Black Horse Pike, progress, very busy, the maintenance crews over there, and if anybody has any children that are playing a fall sport, make sure you get them physicals in, ASAP.
That's fine.
Ms. T, you want to comment on curriculum?
Yes, we had I thought, a very interesting curriculum meeting with Mr. Miller and Dr. Ward today. We went through the curricula that are listed there. Most of our concerns were just to make sure that things were formatted the same way for each curriculum as they pass through, to keep it user-friendly, reader-friendly, and make sure resources were listed. And it's pending to vote tonight to approve those curriculum.
Thank you. Policy and Public Relations did not meet, correct? And negotiations did not meet. Finance personnel did not meet. Patty, would you like to touch on Property Committee?
We've been reviewing the proposal that the architect made some time ago last year, which is trying to put some priorities together. We were looking at our capital funds to see what priorities we have and how we spend it, but it's an ongoing process and we're getting some more information, so that's ongoing, looking at all that stuff.
Thank you. Any questions? Under old business, it says that we need to set a reorganization meeting date. That's what we're like back to school, correct?
That's Friday.
We think that's definitely, yeah.
Do you want me to? Yeah, January 2nd is the
This is
first
Wednesday.
You're quicker than me, thank you.
Yes.
Does anybody have a problem with that? Or would you rather if it was a third?
January 2nd.
Is it too close?
Which is when we come back to
It's our
school.
first
We're required to hold the reorganization meeting within the first week of January. And the second happens to be a Wednesday, which is our normal meeting day. But it's also going to be the first day back from that break as well.
That's fine.
Shoot out, yeah.
Everybody's okay with that? Okay, so.
Yeah.
so-
Well, I'll be my dad after that long extended break is what I'm
Oh, no,
saying.
I won't.
I know.
January 2nd at 7.
January 2nd at 7 o'clock. Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah.
Yes? I need a motion to set our reorganization meeting for Wednesday, January 2nd, 2013 at 7 p.m.
I make a motion.
Motion made by Maria,
Second?
seconded by Naomi.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Property and Transportation, I need a motion to approve items number 1 and 2. Motion made by John. Seconded by Patty. Are there any questions? Roll call.
Angel Beebe,
Yes.
Amy Farah,
Yes.
Maria Panzarella,
I abstain for item number 1 and yes for item number 2.
Patricia Smith,
Yes.
Samantha Spalding,
Yes.
Lynn Terrell,
Yes, I did have a question. This does exclude Thursdays because we've already approved
That
Thursdays
was-
for this? For this one, right? Okay.
Just for the.
Just for the AP.
Just for
right.
the AP.
Yes, okay, just wanted, yes, then.
and John Moore.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Personnel, we need a motion to approve items number 1 to 10 on the new agenda.
I make the motion.
Motion made by Maria,
Second that.
seconded by Angel. Questions?
Didn't we already approve the stipends for the basketball camp before?
We approved the camp.
We
The
did
stipend
approve the
amount is
salary.
not right, because it depended on the collections.
Any other questions, specifically on the new stuff then? It should be noted that the curriculum is revised because they were given more hours to complete the hefty task, for those of you who don't know. That's why some of the,
That's why they're bolded.
Bolded.
Okay.
no questions?
I would like to comment, I think it's great that our principal and vice principal have extra vacation time, it means they love to come to work every day.
Roll call.
Angel Beebe,
Yes.
Amy Farah,
Yes.
Maria Panzarella.
Yes.
Patricia Smith,
Yes.
Samantha Spalding.
Yes.
Lynn Terrell.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot you, Naomi Davidson,
Yes.
and John Moore.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
I'd like to publicly welcome Ms. Griffin and Ms. Root to the Runnemede School District, and we wish you our best. Under finance, I need a motion to approve items number 1 through 14.
I make a motion.
Motion made by John,
Second.
seconded by Maria. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Number 4, under the insurance consortium, is that what we currently
Yes.
are a part of?
Yes.
Okay. Number 8. What is that?
That's the current company that we've been using as well for our fixed assets. We're required to have a current appraisal as part of the audit. The auditor will ask for that, and they update that. In fact, after last fiscal year, they even gave us a CD so we can update our Systems 3000 because it had not been updated. So I did do that, and now I'm in the process of getting this year all updated as well. So I have to submit our additions to them as well.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Angel Beebe,
Yes.
Naomi Davidson,
Yes.
Amy Farah,
Yes.
Maria Panzarella.
Yes.
Patricia Smith.
Yes.
Samantha Spalding.
Yes.
Lynn Terrell.
Yes.
And John Moore.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Under curriculum, I need a motion for number 1, pending revisions discussed at the committee meeting this afternoon, and number 2.
I make the motion.
Motion made by Maria,
I'll second that.
seconded by Patty. Are there any questions? Roll call.
Angel Beebe,
Yes.
Naomi Davidson,
Yes.
Amy Farah,
Yes.
Maria Panzarella.
Yes.
Patricia Smith.
Yes.
Samantha Spalding.
Yes.
Sorry. Lynn Terrell.
Yes.
John Moore.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
And I'd like to thank all of the teachers and Mr. Mungo for the work that was put in to developing these curricula. I think that an excellent job was done, and we are ahead of the game in relationship to a lot of other school districts. So thank you for all the work that you did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we are open for public comments on any items. The public is reminded that all public complaints against a district employee must be made through a specific grievance process. A description of this process may be found in Board of Ed Policy File Code 0167. This policy is available upon request in the office of the board secretary. Any individual naming an employee in a complaint before the Board of Education without the employee's permission could be cited for violating that employee's civil and contractual rights. Is there any public comments? No? At this time, we will be going into executive session. Whereas Senator Byron M. Bayer Open Public Meeting Act NJSA 10:4-12 requires all meetings of the Runnemede School District Board of Education to be held in public. NJSA 10:4-12B sets forth 9 types of matters that may be lawfully be discussed in executive session without the public being permitted to attend. And whereas the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education has deemed it necessary to go into closed session to discuss certain matters which are exempted from public, and whereas the 9 exceptions to public meetings set forth in NJSA 10:4-12B are listed below, and next to each exception is a box within the number of issues to be privately discussed that fall within that exception shall be written, and after each exception is a space where additional information that will disclose as much information about the decision as possible without undermining the purpose of the exception shall be written. Therefore be it resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will go into closed session for the following reasons as outlined in NJSA 10:4-12B. 1, pending or anticipated litigation or contract negotiation in which a public body is or may become a party. Any matters falling within attorney-client privilege to the extent that confidentiality is required in order for the attorney to exercise his ethical duties as a lawyer. In this case specifically, regarding the settlement negotiation in regards to PATH versus Runnemede Board of Education. Whereas the length of executive session is undetermined, however, the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will make every attempt to estimate the time of the session prior to convening the session, after which the public meeting shall reconvene at 8:00 p.m., and that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will proceed with business. Now therefore be it resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education will go into executive session for only the above stated reasons. Be it further resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education hereby declares that its discussion of the aforementioned subjects may be made public at a time when the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education attorney advises the disclosure of the discussion will not detrimentally affect any right, interest, or duty of the school district or any other entity with respect to said discussion. Be it further resolved that the Runnemede Public School District Board of Education, for the aforementioned reasons, hereby declare that the public is excluded from the portion of the meeting during which the above discussion shall take place, and hereby directs the board secretary to take appropriate action to effectuate the terms in this resolution. Be it further resolved that the board secretary on the next business day following this meeting shall furnish a copy of this resolution to any member of the public who requests one at the fees allowed by NJSA 47-1A. 1A-1. So at this time, we'll be going into executive session. Need a motion to go in executive session.
I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Motion made by Naomi, seconded by Amy. All in favor?
Aye.
So here we are. First things first, I need a motion to amend the approval under curriculum. Technology should read K-8, and music should also read K-8.
Also make that motion.
Motion made by Lynn,
Second.
seconded by Amy.
K-8 on both of them?
K-8 under technology and K-8 under music. That was a typo, so we want to approve. And again, that's pending all revisions made by the discussed at the meeting this afternoon.
And
Music and technology K-8. Sorry, I didn't tell you. Motion made by Lynn, seconded by Amy. Roll call.
Angel Beebe?
Yes.
Naomi Davidson?
Yes.
Amy Farah? Yes. Maria Panzarella?
Yes.
Patricia Smith?
Yes.
Samantha Spalding?
Yes.
Lynn Terrell?
Yes.
John Moore?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
I also need a motion that the Board of Education moves to authorize Casey Langle to negotiate and finalize the settlement terms of the PATH versus Runnemede Board of Education litigation.
Second.
Motion made by Patty, seconded by Naomi. Any questions? Roll call.
Angel Beebe?
Yes.
Naomi Davidson?
Yes.
Amy Farah?
Yes.
Maria Panzarella.
Yes.
Patricia Smith.
Yes.
Samantha Spalding.
Yes.
Lynn Terrell.
Yes.
And John Moore.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
At this time, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion.
Motion made by Maria,
I'll second the motion.
seconded by Lynn. Before we go, thank you, Mr. Langle, for all of your help.
Thank
Thank you.
All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Ayes have it.